another sunny and warm day in London and at Southwest 19. It is another day of quarterfinal action from the championships on center court, the world's greatest tennis court. It is an unlikely matchup in this ladies quarterfinal. It's Marta Kostyuk of Ukraine and Jasmine Paolini of Italy. One will make it to the Final Four here at Wimbledon. A run that perhaps most people would not have expected from either player, but opportunity has risen for both of these two. Who will take it here today? Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens, and welcome to Wimbledon. Thanks for having us in for the match. What an intriguing quarterfinal it is. Marta Kostyuk and Jasmine Paolini. Paolini, of course, twice a Grand Slam champion. Those coming here at Wimbledon and then on the red clay in Paris in 2024. For Marta Kostyuk, what a surprise she's been for many this season. She's made an incredible run, played amazing on clay, made the semifinals in Paris. Now she's trying to do it on the grass courts here at Wimbledon. Incredible run for both of these players as we get set for this quarterfinal. Winner moves on to the semis in the bottom half of the draw to play either Linda Noskova or Elise Mertens. Those two are playing as we speak over on the number one court. Of course, yesterday's quarterfinals putting Coco Gauff and Karolina Muchova through to the semifinal round as well on the ladies' side. As we mentioned yesterday, it is such an intriguing quarterfinal field on the ladies' side. We figure out who will make out the final four here today. Not many meetings between these two, just three, and the last coming on the hard court of Cincinnati, Ohio in 2023. Been a long time for these two to play each other. We are ready to go here on center court Wimbledon. And Jasmine Paolini, the Italian, to serve first from the royal box end of center court. Strikes the first serve into the forehand of Kostyuk, and the return flies wide. And Paolini, who, as mentioned, made those two Grand Slam finals a couple of years ago, has not had a good season. She would tell you that, as the backhand return by Kostyuk comes to a backhand cross-court of Paolini and the backhand into the net from Kostyuk. But she's certainly cleaned up her game here on the grass, especially since the first round. More on that in a moment. Paolini serves at 30-love up the middle. Chipped return by Kostyuk hangs in the air, allows Paolini to step into a deep off forehand. And Kostyuk unable to do anything about that, and it's a quick start for Paolini. It's 40-love. Of course, yesterday on this court, in the match that we brought you, Coco Gauff served first and went up 40-love in the opening game, but ended up losing that game, coming back from a set down to win the match. Serve out wide misses there from Paolini. These two seated right together on the draw as far as the number goes, 12th and 13th. Paolini serves. Kostyuk runs around the backhand to hit an off-forehand return. Paolini defends it back, cross-court Kostyuk, and Paolini with a sprinting forehand that goes long. And Kostyuk gets her first point. 3 years since that last meeting, as I mentioned. Paolini winning in Cincinnati very easily, dropping just 3 games in the entire match, 6-2 and 6-1. But again, that feels like a long time ago. Paolini serves up the tee, return cranked wide with the backhand by Kostyuk, and Paolini holds serve to start, and that's the way this one gets started. Talked about Jasmine Paolini cleaning up her game, especially since the first round. What we mean by that is she lost the first set of her first match to Robin Montgomery, 6-love. Did not win a single game in the first set. Came back to win the match, 6-4 and 7-5 in the second and third sets. Since then, she's been on a heater. Straight set wins over Victoria Golubic and Maria Sakkari, not dropping many games in either of those two matches, then beat the tournament sweetheart Alex Iala in a long three-setter here on Monday. Marta Kostyuk to serve for the first time. Royal box in. Big first serve to the backhand reply of Paolini. Up the middle goes Marta. Cross court to the backhand. Sliced by Marta. Picked up with a slice by Paolini. Sliced up the line by Kostyuk. Steered back by Paolini. Up the middle and deep from Kostyuk. As into a deep rally, and we expect many of these. Off forehand Kostyuk. Two-fisted backhand is up the middle and long from Paolini. It is very likely that we get a lot of lengthy rallies such as that in this match. Of course, Paolini is very low to the ground, a good road runner at just 5'4". Kostyuk serves up the middle. Can't find the first serve. That 5'4", by the way, is 1.63 meters for those of you that speak that language. Kostyuk's second serve misses long. And it's 15-all. So is low to the ground, but a good road runner. Like we've seen a lot of Italian women over the years. Like her doubles partner, Sara Errani. Kostyuk's first serve misses too long again. Now we'll catch the ball toss prior to the second serve. Here comes the second. In deep to the forehand of Paolini, looped back, but it carried quite a bit, and it carried just beyond the baseline even, and it's 30-15. You compare the 5'4" frame of Paolini to Kostyuk, who's 5'9". A lot more power you would expect would come from the Kostyuk side of the net, but Paolini packs a punch. First serve up the tee misses from Marta Kostyuk, who made her best ever run at a major in Paris just a handful of weeks back. Fires a serve here to the backhand of Paolini, and the return is up the middle and long. And it's 40-15 for Kostyuk, who made that run to the semifinals, as we talked about, beating Iga Swiatek in the fourth round. Was the really big win of that match. Serve up the middle here is an ace, and Kostyuk with a confident hold of serve. But yeah, beat Swiatek 7-5 and 6-1. Really one-way traffic that match, which you don't do to Iga anywhere, but especially on the clay. Then beat her countrywoman Elena Svitolina in a back-and-forth three-setter in the quarters before losing to the eventual champion Mira Andreeva in the semifinals. Here's Paolini steering a slicing first serve out wide to a Kostyuk return, which is stashed wide with the forehand. Love serve from Paolini, clatters off the let court and careens wide, wastes no time on the second serve to an off forehand of Kostyuk off the let court, gives Paolini time to set up a forehand up the line. It's deep, comes to the net, cuts off the passing shot attempt from Kostyuk with a fine volley, steered into the open court on the ad side. It's 30-love. Ran around the backhand to really lash that forehand after she was given the time off the let cord. 30-love. Serve up the tee, really well placed, and the chipped return is short of the net from Kostyuk. All servers right now to begin this match. Kostyuk has just one victory over Paolini. That came also in Cincinnati, Ohio, on that hard court in the American summer. As Paolini serves out wide, backhand return good by Kostyuk. Picked up the middle by Paolini. Backhand misfires long. That was 4 years ago, Kostyuk's only win over Paolini in Cincinnati. So all three of their matches have been on hard courts, two of them in the same place in Cincinnati. Big forehand return here from Kostyuk, steered back by Paolini, and Kostyuk pounces on a forehand and hits it up the line for a winner. So from 40 love, it's 40-30. And some life in this return game for Kostyuk, who is really terrific story. Both of these players are. Paolini, a late bloomer. No one really knew about her in the singles game until that 2024 season. Served to the backhand of Kostyuk. Cross court the backhand from Paolini. Sliced up the middle from Kostyuk. Squash shot Paolini. Picked up off forehand by Kostyuk. Really good. Defended back by Paolini with a looping lob. Off forehand again from Kostyuk. And it's a winner as she goes to the back door in the ad court against the grain and fires it past Paolini. And from 40 love, it's now deuce. And like I said, couple of years ago is really when the singles game started to learn of Jasmine Paolini, and by that point she was 28 years old. She's now 30. Serves out wide. Kostyuk unable to make the return. Big angled forehand is into the net. Mentioned her doubles partner Sarah Irani. Those two winning Olympic gold together in Paris in 2024. Paolini serves out wide. Kostyuk shovels the return. Flat forehand Paolini. Looped back by Kostyuk. Up the line, the forehand Paolini really good. And Kostyuk's backhand is jabbed long. And Paolini had to work a little bit harder than maybe she thought she would from 40 love. But she does hold. And we're underway in this quarterfinal at 2-1. That Olympic gold in Paris really worked out as well as it could for Paolini and Irani to be able to play the Olympics on the red clay in Paris. Both are tremendous clay courters, and they were able to take Olympic gold in the gold medal match over Diana Snyder and Mira Andreeva, the Russian combination. Of course, did not play under the Russian flag in those Olympics. Paolini is a really good doubles player with Irani on that same red court in Paris. They won the French Open doubles title the following year in 2025. But on the singles side, Paolini has really made a name for herself, made those back-to-back finals in 24 in Paris, where she couldn't quite get over the finish line in that final against Iga Swiatek, who was the heavy favorite and won rather easily 6-2 and 6-1. But that Wimbledon final in 2024 was a much different story. Paolini entered in as the favorite against Barbara Krejcikova, and it went very deep into a third set, Krejcikova winning at 6-4. So still Paolini looks for her first Grand Slam singles title. Perhaps this is the year. Kostyuk to serve at 1-2. Great kick serve out wide, short return by Paolini, and coming up with a swinging volley is Kostyuk. Puts it up the middle and away. As mentioned, though, for Paolini, has been not a great season for her. Early exits in each of the first two majors of the year. Kostyuk serves into the net. Third round exit in Melbourne. Second round in Paris, which was a surprise. Serve here to the forehand of Paolini. Looped back deep. Kostyuk backpedaling forehand. Cranked cross court by Paolini and just missed it long in the ad court corner. Did not make a major quarterfinal last year either, Paolini. This is, in fact, her first time making a Grand Slam quarterfinal since Wimbledon here 2 years ago when she went all the way to the final. First serve missed into the net from Kostyuk. Second serve at 30 love is there. Forehand return of Paolini, but it's a let from Kostyuk. And now catches the ball toss on the second serve. Puts it in up the middle. Paolini flat return. Deep backhand from Kostyuk. Defended back, and it's long from Paolini. Became the first Italian woman, did Paolini, to make two different Grand Slam finals. Kostyuk serves up the middle. Paolini makes the return. Shoveled long from Kostyuk with the backhand. Fan in the seats with a Ukraine flag and an Aston Martin hat on. As Kostyuk serves up the middle. Bunted back by Paolini. Off backhand, Kostyuk deep in the deuce court corner. Paolini got a racket to it, up with a lob, forcing Kostyuk back. Got it back with the backhand, and then Paolini lashes a forehand into the net. Hit a really good lob before that, but ends up doing all the hard work and not getting the reward for it. So Kostyuk holds for 2 games all. Mentioned that semifinal run at Paris a handful of weeks back from Kostyuk, by far her best Grand Slam result, as Paolini serves out wide off the chalk. Kostyuk gets it back off forehand. Paolini really good. Somehow Kostyuk gets side to side to hoist up a lob, but Paolini takes it out of the air, swinging overhead winner cross court. She had made an Australian Open quarterfinal before that, Kostyuk, but that was the only time she had made a quarterfinal of a slam prior to the semis in Paris. What an incredible run that was. Paolini serve up the tee, sliced on back by Kostyuk. Paolini picks it up middle of the court, goes cross court and fires a forehand winner. It's quickly 30-love. Servers are dominating here early. Meanwhile, first set on the number 1 court has finished. In the other ladies' quarterfinal of the day, as Paolini serves out wide, unable to find the first serve, it's Linda Noskova, number 9 seed, taking the first set from Elise Mertens, 6-3. Paolini's second serve is there. Driven backhand return. Looped back by Paolini. Forehand up the middle from Kostyuk. Paolini gets it back. Curved back by Kostyuk. Cross court Paolini. Up the line, a big forehand. Shoveled back by Paolini on the backhand. Here's our second lengthy rally. Deep forehand Kostyuk. Picked up, but speared wide by Paolini. And it's 30-15. 12-ball rally. Who wins the majority of them will go a long way in determining this match. Paolini, first serve is missed. The second serve, high ball toss, kicked into the back end of Kostyuk, who attacked it hard, sliced up the line by Paolini, cross-court forehand, Kostyuk, Paolini charges towards the net, half-volley pickup is good, Kostyuk stakes it back, but it's into the bottom of the net. That was a really good half-volley pickup from Paolini, who was coming to the net as quickly as she could get there. (40-15). JT behind the scenes getting that court 1 match up on our screen, so we'll bring you updates there. Paolini serves, Kostyuk, big deep return off forehand Paolini, slice cross court by Kostyuk, dug out with a slice but into the net from Paolini. It's 40-30. And again, so interesting to get deep into a major like this and have a matchup this deep into the tournament where the two players haven't played very often and not for 3 years. Paolini serves up the middle. Kostyuk makes the return up the middle. Deep forehand by Paolini on a sharp angle. Kostyuk defended it back. Kostyuk now with a squash shot up the middle of the court, and Paolini turns her backhand into the net. Could not pick up that spin from Kostyuk. From 40-15, Kostyuk's gotten it to deuce. Royal box in. Paolini serves out wide unable to find her mark. Second serve is there. Oh, and Kostyuk cranks the return winner up the line in the ad court. And the first break point of the match belongs to Kostyuk. Struck that forehand beautifully. Paolini serves down a break point, but Kostyuk's return gets away from her and floats long up the middle. Back to deuce we go. Paolini serves, missed it long again. Tried to just place it deep rather than thump it. Second serve, it's there to the off backhand of Kostyuk. Looped forehand by Paolini cross court. Opens up Kostyuk's angle to hit a forehand winner up the line. That same line where she hit the return winner a couple of moments ago. And another break point for Marta Kostyuk. Trying to claim an early lead. Paolini serves, and again, unable to find the first as it went wide and missed. Second serve is there. Off forehand winner by Kostyuk. Going into that ad court corner again, and there's the opening break. And an early lead for Marta Kostyuk. And the first to blink on serve is Jasmine Paolini. Kostyuk out in front on this very warm day here at Wimbledon. JT behind the scenes with us. JT, how warm is it over there? And hello, by the way.
Hello. I don't have my fan in my room. Warm.
Oh. No, why don't you have the
It's
fan in the room then?
because I can't be bothered to go back upstairs, unplug it from upstairs and bring it downstairs and plug it back in downstairs and then turn it on.
Of course.
Yes. There was enough time for me to quickly run down and get a pasta, but I don't know. There might be on the next changeover at the end of the set. There might be enough time.
Did you get the pasta in honor of an Italian playing in our match?
No, I've had it in the fridge for the last couple of days, and it was going out of date tomorrow, so I thought I'd eat it.
Well, that checks out too. Well done. JT.
Now I'm playing the game of trying not to get confused by score bugs, because if I look up, I've got caught one score bug, but if I look down, I've got the score bug, which I'm actually meant to be pressing buttons for, because we don't talk about last time where I looked up and it's like, oh, it's a juice. So I put it juice. I looked down, and then like for a good couple of minutes go past, and I looked down, and it's like 30 love. It's like, what? Oh. Be following that scoreboard, not that one. That did not happen. Definitely.
Second fiddle at the moment to
First
the
serve into the net from Kostyuk, who looks to consolidate the break now. Serves out wide. Paolini spoons the return back. Forehand up the middle. Kostyuk cross-court backhand. Paolini up the line. Kostyuk forehand cross from Paolini. Gets away, and it's long. And 15 love. Mention what an incredible clay court season that Kostyuk had. Big serve out wide. Paolini somehow makes the return. Slice forehand back by Kostyuk, and then Paolini gets to it but misfires her off forehand into the tram lines wide. Did all the heavy lifting there just to get the return back, and then made a mess of what you would have thought would have been a simple forehand shot. 30 love then. Kostyuk serves up the tee. Paolini throws her body into the return, which is chipped high into the air and lands long, and it lands wide rather. It's 40 love. Part of that great run through the clay court season from Kostyuk was winning the title in Madrid, which, I mean, what a huge title that is to win. Beating Mira Andreeva in that Madrid final. Serve up the tee. Paolini steers the return back off forehand. Kostyuk defended back with a backhand up the line from Paolini. It drifts wide. Kostyuk rather easily able to consolidate the break of serve. She goes up by 4-2. That was her first ever WTA singles title. Kostyuk, it came in Madrid. WTA 1000 event. Paolini serves. Kostyuk makes the return. Now Kostyuk with a sharp angled forehand opens up the court, and Paolini can only blast the forehand long. Kostyuk on an incredible run. She's won 20 of her last 21 matches, with the only loss coming in the semifinals in Paris to Mira Andreeva. Serve out wide ball by Paolini, misses wide. Serve here to a big forehand return by Kostyuk, and that can't be steered back by Paolini. And Kostyuk is not missing right now, striking the ball incredibly well. By the way, I mentioned, said that was Kostyuk's first WTA title, first WTA 1000 title. She has won a pair of 250 events in her career. Paolini serves up the tee and misses. It's love 30 here. And Kostyuk is really playing well. Paolini in some trouble, and Kostyuk attacks the second serve, but the big backhand is into the net. That would have been trouble had Paolini had to defend that back, because, goodness gracious, Kostyuk seeing the ball like a watermelon right now. 15-30 serve from Paolini. Backhand return deep up the middle. Kostyuk. Backhand by Paolini. And a ripped forehand up the line, and the deuce court is a winner. Kostyuk is just pummeling these forehands right now. And it's 15-40 and more break points coming. Paolini serves deep. And the backhand return by Kostyuk. Up the middle and just long, marginally off the baseline. Another break point here. Twirling the racket in her hands beyond the baseline, Kostyuk. Paolini serves. Kostyuk, big backhand return. Up the middle goes Paolini. Backpedaling off forehand. Kostyuk to an off forehand from Paolini. And the backhand gets away from Kostyuk there as she tosses it long. Good fight back from Paolini in this game to save a couple of break points, and it's deuce. Would be a big hold of serve from Paolini. If she can get it, serve to a chipped backhand of Kostyuk. Kate takes Paolini back, off forehand at a big angle, and the backhand by Kostyuk is fired long. That was a really good return from Paolini to get it to float deep and buy her some time and territory. Now a game point. And the serve out wide. Short return by Kostyuk. Cross-court forehand. Paolini to the net. Kostyuk tries to pass her, but the forehand is forked wide. And Paolini finds a way to hold her serve. Saving 2 break points there from 15-40. And that is much,
Matthew.
much needed. JT.
You mentioned in that game love 15, because that's what the score was. I've just been thinking, across all these tennis tournaments around the world, we're love 15, we're love 30, we're love 40. Why aren't we giving some love to the other numbers?
How long have you been sitting on that, JT?
I'm gonna be honest, literally just thought of it now.
Oh dear.
As also, we always say, well, you always say, at the royal box end. 9 times out of 10, it's not actually royal. This time, it is royal because the Queen has made an appearance today.
Yeah, how about that? So it is rightfully called today the Royal Box.
Not just the, uh, not just the royal box where the celebrities can feel royal because they're in a box called the royal box. Anyway,
Anyway, indeed, Kostyuk serves up a break 4-3. First serve is into the net.
would be smart if I updated the score bug.
Second serve here from Kostyuk is also into the net, double fault, which she does have a tendency to do a bit too much at times. 25th most double faults on the WTA Tour this season. Serve to the backhand of Paolini, and that is gone long. You look into the seats here, and everybody seems to have a fan in their hands and waving it back and forth. It is very warm, and it's only getting warmer this week. Oh, great serve there by Kostyuk as she just slides it in out wide, and it's an ace as it just caught the back of the line. 30-15. Temperatures in the high 80s Fahrenheit. Serve here to the Paolini forehand, blocked back, and it's wide. And Kostyuk, as I said earlier, really striking the ball extremely well, and especially serving it well. 40-15. It's going to perhaps hit 90 later in the day in London. Kostyuk's first serve is into the net. Tomorrow, hotter still. High temperatures forecasted in the mid-90s. Then it does dip back down into the 80s for the weekend. Serve to the forehand of Paolini. Big forehand winner again from Kostyuk as she cracks it up the line, which she has been doing a lot of here in this first set. And she is within a game of the set now. It's 5-3. They put that fancy forehand quality graphic up during the changeover between sets. I bet that the quality of forehand has been really good from Kostyuk. Again, absolutely no idea how they come to those graphics, but they do. As Paolini's first serve sliding up the tee misses. But there is a way, apparently, to rate quality of forehand across a set and a match. Here's a second serve into the backhand of Kostyuk that's into the net, middle of the net. 15 love. Far in, Paolini serves out wide, misses our mark there. Second serve, it's there to the backhand of Kostyuk, steered back on the serve +1 deep by Paolini on the forehand. Kostyuk up with the lob. Paolini to the net, gobbles it up, puts the overhead away. 30 love. Just too about how Kostyuk is serving so well. She's won all but 1 point on her first serve, 10 of 11. Paolini has been missing a lot of first serves lately and misses that too. In fact, Kostyuk just points won on serve, for first or second. 16 of 19 right now. Here's a serve by Paolini. Two-fisted backhand return is long from Kostyuk, and it's 40 love. So she's not giving up any points on her serve, Kostyuk, that's for sure. Winning 84% of those points. Paolini serves. Kostyuk backhand reply. Forehand by Paolini. Steered back by Kostyuk. Forehand stashed into the net from Paolini. Still on serve in the second set. Over on the number 1 court. after Linda Noskova took the first set 6-3, but perhaps getting a medical timeout, someone over on the number 1 court. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. Paolini unable to find a first serve. Here comes the second serve. It's in to Kostyuk running around the backhand to hit a forehand. Pushed back by Paolini up the line. Kostyuk. Paolini, a backhand slice by Kostyuk. Forehand stepped into, but put into the net from Paolini. Just looking at the second screen, it's Elise Mertens who has just taken a medical timeout after 3 games in the second set. Mertens, who has had great success here at Wimbledon on the doubles side. She's won the doubles title here twice. Paolini serves, misses the tee, and won it with 2 different partners, as it were, winning her first Wimbledon doubles title with Sue Shea, winning the other with Veronika Kudermetova. Serve up the tee, blocked back. Cross-court forehand, Paolini. Oh my goodness, another flat forehand winner struck up the line by Kostyuk. That is her shot right now. She's not missing it. And she has fought back here in this game from 40-15 to deuce. Mentioning Paolini really struggling to find first serves all of a sudden. She gets it to go in this time. Blocked back by Kostyuk. Off forehand Paolini and sliced with the backhand into the net from Kostyuk. Finally found a really good first serve. Not only put it in, but put it in at a great spot. Game point for Paolini. Serves to the backhand of Kostyuk. Paolini goes cross-court with the forehand. Kostyuk's there to defend it back, and the forehand gets away from Paolini there. Misses up the line and wide. A lot of unforced errors on that forehand wing so far for Paolini. It's her 7th unforced error on the forehand side. Deuce again, with Paolini serving to stay in this opening set. Serves towards the backhand of Kostyuk and misses again. Second serve from Paolini. It's there. Kostyuk with a big forehand up the line and hits that shot once again so extremely well. On the stretch, Paolini unable to get it back. And Kostyuk, who's fought from 40-15 down in this game, now has a set point as she tries to break the Paolini serve for a second time in this set. Paolini serves out wide. Kostyuk the backhand return off forehand from Paolini, and it drifts long, and that's the first set to Marta Kostyuk, the French Open semifinalist, the Madrid champion, who's won 20 of her last 21 matches and perhaps steamrolling her way to a trip to the Wimbledon semifinals. Takes the first set, 6-3 over Jasmine Paolini. And the former Wimbledon finalist, the Italian, will have to fight from behind here on center court.
Matthew.
JT?
Just see there on court 1 in the water bottles that there's some juice. How much juice do you think they drink? Because they deal with a lot of juice in the game. You would think they'd get fed up of it in the game so they wouldn't touch it outside the game. Each to their own.
JT and I exchanging messages behind the scenes on a certain platform where the days just keep adding up. If today was Tyler Reddick, JT, then that means tomorrow is Cole Trickle.
Who?
Do you know that? I was gonna say, do you know that reference? Have you seen Days of Thunder?
One that is on my to watch list.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Yes.
I mean, there are things where if you watch NASCAR enough, I'm one of these people that I can't watch sports movies because I pick out all the things that are wrong. You know, like when Ford versus Ferrari, they were running at Fontana and trying to pass it off as Daytona. And I'm like, okay, no, no, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't watch sports movies because I'm always correcting what is Hollywood and what is not.
And this is me going crazy because I was looking at the wrong screen thinking that we were talking over play when we're not.
No, we're not. Kostyuk set to serve to start the second set. Misfires on the first serve. High ball toss on the second serve. Maneuvers it into the forehand of Paolini. Good return off forehand rather from Kostyuk into a rally. Backhand by Paolini. Sliced up the line. Kostyuk. Paolini digs it out, but the forehand is long. And it is 15-love. Speaking of sports, other sports, got some big news yesterday. Kostyuk serves into the net a week from today.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah. Kostyuk's second serve is there. Paolini short return picked up with a slice by Kostyuk, dug out by Paolini. Cross court the backhand. Kostyuk up the middle. Paolini goes long on the backhand. It's 30-love.
Matthew's going to be is a very happy person.
A week from today, we get the opening night matchups of the NHL schedule, and then a week from tomorrow, we get the full NHL schedule release as Kostyuk flashes an ace up the tee for 40-love. I love me a good schedule release, let me tell you. Kostyuk, high ball toss, serve out wide is tremendous. Paolini can't get it back. It's a hold at love for Kostyuk, who picks up right where she left off in the first set. She is dialed in, that's for sure. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier. Yes, the forehand quality graphic. In the first set, the forehand quality for Kostyuk, they do it out of 10, was 9.7. I knew it would be a high number. I don't know if
That is a good TripAdvisor review if I have ever seen one.
JT, did you put a word in at the Beebs to get that graphic up for me? Because
No.
goodness knows, I love nothing more than a graphic that can just be created and we don't know how we've arrived at the numbers that it gives us, but it's there and it seems important. But yes, Kostyuk's forehand quality in the first set, you would say just by watching it, was really good. She's misfired on a backhand here as Paolini serves for the first time in the second set. Now again, how they arrive at 9.7 out of 10, I have no idea, but anyway, point taken.
If I saw a 9.7 at a hotel, I would go there.
Absolutely. Paolini serve out wide, backhand return in the net from Kostyuk. Again.
However, if I saw a 5.3, I would think otherwise.
Paolini serves 30-love to the backhand of Kostyuk. Deep return. Paolini a miss hit of the forehand off the frame. And it's 30-15.
And since we're monetized now, I kind of have to say other hotel companies and other comparing sites are available.
Paolini tries to brush the second serve in. It's off the top of the net. Second serve kicked in. Big forehand return by Kostyuk. Off forehand. Misses wide. And it's 40-15. Center court today. 2 matches. This one followed by Flavio Cabali and Arthur Ferry. What a story Arthur's been. As Paolini misses the first serve, Arthur trying to keep his fairy tale going. don't know if that was probably a bad joke. Paolini serves to the backhand of Kostyuk, and she's rifled that return long, and Paolini holds for a game all. But Cavalli and Ferry coming up later here on center court. And then the other gentleman's quarterfinal today, which is on the number 1 court, is Alex Zverev and Taylor Fritz.
I think you should leave me to the jokes, Matthew.
Interesting that of the 2 men's matches today, as Kostyuk misses the first serve, one is the 2 seed versus the 6, and one is the 9 seed versus an unseeded player. As Paolini makes the return, Kostyuk steps into a cross-court forehand. She's at the net. Paolini unable to pass her, though, as the forehand is into the net from Paolini, and a real look of frustration after that from Paolini. Yeah, one is 2 versus 6. The other is 9 versus unseeded. But 2 versus 6 is not on center court. I wonder why. Kostyuk serves up the tee. Paolini's return does not make the net. It's 30-love. Roland Garros gets a lot of guff about their scheduling, as they should, when they refuse to put any women's matches on their center court, Philippe Chatrier. But they get a lot of guff about putting a lot of French players on the show courts. As that serve misses from Kostyuk, and putting matches on Chatrier that wouldn't normally be on there if there weren't any French players involved. Paolini attacks the return, forehand up the middle. Kostyuk, Paolini to the net. Kostyuk, big backhand, hits through the racket of Paolini, and it's 40-love. But even though as much stuff as Roland Garros gets, I mean, look at Wimbledon, the most respected tennis tournament in the world, and we've got 2 versus 6 on court 1 today, while unseeded versus 9 is on center court, only because the unseeded player is from around these parts.
Are we expecting anything else from the French, though,
Well,
Matthew?
Kostyuk with a serve and a big backhand return winner from Paolini up the line. Well, again, that's what everybody always talks about with them, but it obviously happening here today as well. Not really complaining about it, as much as I'm just saying...
Don't tell him, Matthew! Don't point it out! It'll be okay.
Kostyuk serve up the middle, chipped back by Paolini, and it goes long, so Kostyuk holds for 2-1. Again, I'm not complaining about it. They have every right to do that because it would be a big draw for the center court crowd to see Ferry. But pretend like it's only Roland Garros that does it. Because, again, it's just striking to see on court number 1 a quarterfinal between Zverev and Fritz, 2 versus 6. It's just... But we know why it's happening, and that's fine. Update from the number 1 court with Mertens and Noskova. On serve still in the first set at 2-3. Noskova at 40-love. We'll bring you bonus coverage here. As Noskova tries to get to 3-all, she serves at the far end out wide. Mertens able to get a backhand return off forehand from Noskova, who then drops a drop shot, and Mertens gets to it easily. Backhand winner from the number 25 seed from Belgium. Drop shot by Noskova wasn't great. Easily detected by Mertens. Noskova serves here out wide. Mertens makes the return. Noskova with an off forehand winner. She's one of the best servers in the women's game. Holds for 3-all. Second set with Noskova up a set against the Belgian Mertens. Belgium will have to come from behind, something that their national team certainly didn't have to do the other night. Here's Paolini serving to the forehand of Kostyuk. Short return. Paolini steps into a forehand. She's at the net. Kostyuk up the line of forehand. Paolini with not a great volley, and Kostyuk was able to run side to side, get to it, and bang it away with a cross-court backhand winner. By the way, I just got an alert from The Athletic. As Paolini misses the first serve. Max Verstappen is, quote, fed up. Paolini serves to the forehand of Kostyuk. A whipped return up the middle. Paolini off forehand. Kostyuk steered back by Paolini. Sliced up the middle by Kostyuk. Picked up by Paolini. Looping forehand. Kostyuk up the middle. Paolini off forehand from Kostyuk. A drop shot from Paolini. Kostyuk gets to it and curls a cross-court forehand just wide. She got to it in plenty of time. Went at a very extreme angle and just missed the line.
There is a lot of talk about that, which I don't know if you're aware of, Matthew.
I know there's been a lot of talk, for the last, what feels like 18 months about where he's going to go as Paolini misses the first serve and all of that. But
Because, hold on.
Paolini, second serve into the net. That's a double fault, and Kostyuk's in this game.
There's a clause in his contract. There's an exit clause in his contract which says if Max Verstappen is not in the top 2 of the championship by the halfway point of the season, he can leave.
Yeah.
With 2 rounds to go, it's impossible that he can get in the top 2 of the championship.
Wow. Into a rally here off the Paolini serve. She goes cross-court with a forehand. Oh, and Kostyuk goes with that forehand up the line again and hits just long. It's 30 off.
And because of that, there is talks and coming from some sources. Hold on.
30 all serve from Paolini. High ball toss, serve up the tee. Kostyuk makes the return. Paolini's into the net, and Kostyuk's got a break point. So Marta Kostyuk up a set. Now trying to go up a break here in the second and really take full command of this match where she has been the better player on center court. Paolini serves up the middle. Kostyuk's return is deep. Backpedaling forehand, Paolini. Up the middle, the Kostyuk backhand. The forehand is long from Paolini. A fist pump from Kostyuk. Paolini drops her shoulders. And Marta Kostyuk, who already had 1 foot into the semifinals, creeping towards leaping completely in. She's up by a set and a break on Jasmine Paolini here on center court at the 50-minute mark of the match. Now looks to consolidate. Return with the backhand of Paolini. Cross-court Kostyuk and Paolini's forehand. Sprayed wide. Again, you've got a player here in Kostyuk that is on an incredible winning stretch and flowing with confidence. Misses the first serve. She's skyrocketed up the rankings. Serve to the backhand of Paolini up the middle. Off forehand, Kostyuk, terrific. Paolini unable to get it back, and that forehand strikes again from Kostyuk. Paolini just has no answer for that forehand right now. 30 love serve is in, blocked back by Paolini. Looped forehand does get away from Kostyuk there as it goes long. It's 30-15. The winners to unforced errors ratio, Kostyuk is basically a 1-to-1 ratio. 13 winners, 14 unforced. Paolini's is not nearly that good. First serve into the net. Paolini has hit 5 winners to 21 unforced errors. Second serve, Kostyuk. It's there to the forehand of Paolini. Pulled up the middle by Kostyuk. Steered cross-court Paolini. Big forehand up the middle, Kostyuk. Backhand is deep from Paolini. Looped back by Kostyuk. Off forehand, Paolini. Up the middle from Kostyuk. Steered with a backhand cross by Paolini. Dug out with a slice by Kostyuk. Long rally. Cross-court forehand, Kostyuk. Backdoor attempt by Paolini. Kostyuk's there to defend it back. Again, backdoor from Paolini on the forehand cross. And again, Kostyuk defends it back. Off forehand, Paolini. Shoveled back by Kostyuk. And then steered cross-court by Paolini. And finally, it opens up an angle for Kostyuk that she can't get it back. hammering away at the ball there, those players on that rally. It's 30-all. It's a 20-ball rally, the longest we've had.
About sport media, Matthew.
Mm.
The Beeb is not going stateside until at least the semi-finals now.
Wow.
I know.
Kostyuk serve up the tee. Chipped return is short of the net from Paolini. By the way, in the live WTA rankings, we mentioned on this channel a lot live championship standings. Live WTA rankings, Kostyuk would move up 2 spots to 11. Paolini would jump up 2 to 15.
What's the cut line, Matthew?
Well, of course, the cut line to be seeded at the U.S. Open is 32. Long way to go before the U.S. Open. Kostyuk.
How long is the chase?
Kostyuk misses the serve out wide. That cut line at 32, by the way, currently being held by Barbara Krejcikova over Haley Baptiste by 47 points. Backhand return by Paolini. Deep from Kostyuk. Short ball by Paolini. Oh, and the shot up the line there from Kostyuk goes long, and it's deuce here.
Wait, you said 32, right?
Yeah, 32 is the cutoff.
They should expand it to 48.
Well, they should, obviously. It should have 48 seeds. Here's Kostyuk at deuce, serves out wide. Paolini makes the return. Kostyuk off forehand, comes to the net. Oh, half volley pickup. Paolini gets it back to her, and the volley is a winner from Kostyuk off the let cord. Haven't seen her at the net very much, but she hit 2 volleys that could have easily been awkward. The first, a half volley pickup, and the second volley off the let cord. She can do no wrong right now.
And then in a couple of years' time, just expand it to 64 because, well, they can.
Yeah. First serve misses from Kostyuk, trying to consolidate the break. Second serve is there. Paolini bats the return up the middle from Kostyuk. Forehand by Paolini. Big backhand cross-court Kostyuk. Paolini, short ball back, letting it drop. Kostyuk forehand right to the body of Paolini, who can't pick it up off her shoelaces. The backhand's into the net. And Kostyuk fights hard to hold serve and consolidates the break. She's up 4-1 here in this second set. Finish line. It's not too far away here for Marta.
Yes, if the World Cup does go to 64 teams, it will be more chaos, but it will be easier because we won't have any chaos with the best third place teams going through.
Well, again, as I said earlier in this tournament, when all this talk about going to 64 started, if you give me a choice, give me free reign of what I would choose, I'd go back to 32. But if I have to choose between 48 and 64, just give me 64 and just give me groups of 4 with top 2 advancing. I don't want the third place teams advancing. It's confusing for so many people to keep up with.
It's a garbage system, Matthew.
It becomes a mess to keep up with. What would that be? That would be 16 groups of 4.
I also love how I'm talking here, and they just had a changeover, which was a chance for me to go get my fan.
Well, listen, this match isn't going to last much longer the way it's going.
True. Very, very true.
Because Marta Kostyuk is playing flawlessly right now. Here on center court. Could be about to make her second ever Grand Slam semifinal. Jasmine Paolini trying to fight back. Serves up the tee. Kostyuk makes the return. Paolini steps middle of the court and puts away a forehand winner. We know Paolini is a fighter and will not give this up. Kostyuk with a backhand return hoisted to the baseline. Backhand by Paolini up the middle. Kostyuk off forehand winner from Paolini. We talked about how few winners she's hit. She blazes that forehand through for a winner into the ad court. Obviously a necessary game here for Paolini to hold serve. She must do it to have any kind of hope of turning it around. Serve up the tee, chipped back by Kostyuk. Unloading on a forehand, Paolini up the middle, Kostyuk. Now she'll slice a backhand cross court. Paolini picks it up, forehand up the line, tried to straighten it out, but it drifts wide from Kostyuk, and it's 40 love. Just an update from the number 1 court. No breaks of serve in that second set yet. 4-all in the second between Noskova and Mertens. Noskova won the first set. 40 love, Paolini into the net. Second serve, it's there. Kostyuk runs around the backhand to return it with the forehand. Goes on the inside-out angle and misses it wide. (40-15). Serve to the backhand of Kostyuk. Forehand up the middle, Paolini. Off forehand. Misses from Kostyuk. Paolini does hold. As we said, was a necessary hold of serve to keep hope, and she is able to do so.
You jinxed it, Matthew, with saying that this game isn't going to go much longer with how it's currently going.
Probably did.
I am going to get my fan, so if the score bug doesn't work for a couple of points, then blame Matthew. Okay, thank you.
Kostyuk serves up the middle and misses. Catches the ball toss prior to the second serve. Now here comes the second. Out wide of the Paolini forehand. And Kostyuk with a deep forehand. Paolini shovels it back. Then it's whipped on the backhand side. Forehand up the line by Paolini to the backhand of Kostyuk. Off forehand Paolini. Kostyuk goes cross court. Forces Paolini to go with the backhand. Forehand from Kostyuk. Up the line Paolini. Directed back Kostyuk. Sharp angled backhand. Paolini up the middle Kostyuk. And Paolini rips a forehand winner cross court. That's a point that she really worked very well. Well constructed point. Love 15. Kostyuk toss up, serve down into the net. Of course, finish line is near, but you never know what the nerves could be like when that happens. Serve here, from Kostyuk is long. That's a double fault.
Hold on, are you telling me I didn't miss a point? Let's go.
Love 30. Kostyuk serves out wide. Paolini blocks it back. Oh, and Kostyuk steps into an off forehand winner that she really needed there from Love 30. It's a great serve +1 there from Marta. Serve out wide. Oh, terrific placement. Paolini's return high into the sky, letting it drop is Kostyuk, and then rips a forehand winner into the open court. Deuce side. 30-all. 11th forehand winner from Kostyuk in this match. Serves up the tee, misses. Kostyuk has not lost a quarterfinal this year. As she serves to the forehand of Paolini, who reaches for the return. Forehand up the line, Kostyuk directed up the middle from Paolini. It was deep. Kostyuk gets it back. Forehand Paolini to the backhand of Kostyuk. Right up the middle of this rally. Backhand slice Kostyuk picked up by Paolini, but forked wide with the forehand. She could not pick up the slice. It's 40-30. Kostyuk, as I mentioned, 4-0 in quarterfinals this year. This is her 5th quarterfinal of a tournament. She's 4-0 on this stage this year. Game point for 5-2. Serves in the net. Here comes the second off a high ball toss into the back end of Paolini, setting up that off forehand. Kostyuk comes to the net, but she won't have to hit a volley because Paolini has fired the backhand wide, and Marta Kostyuk is a game away from a Wimbledon semifinal berth. She goes up by 5-2 in this second set. Let's go over to court 1. Bring you bonus coverage there because Mertens is serving 4-all deuce. Backhand return by Noskova is good. Squash shot from Mertens. Off backhand Noskova. Mertens defends it back, but it's into the bottom of the net. And Linda Noskova has a break point. It's been in the second set. And Noskova with a chance to take a very commanding lead. Mertens at the far end of the number 1 court. Serves up the tee. Noskova makes the return. Shoveled back short by Mertens. Cross-court backhand. Noskova good. Mertens defends it back at the net. Noskova with a volley. Mertens with a lob! And it just lands inside the baseline. It's a lob winner from Mertens to save a break point. Oh, goodness. Well, Mertens needed to save herself because she was dead as a doornail in that point. What a tremendous lob. It's still deuce. We'll keep you updated. But after the change of ends on center court, we'll get back to the match that we're covering because Marta Kostyuk is a game away from forcing or from putting herself into the semifinals here. Jasmine Paolini serving to stay in the championships. At the near end, serves to the backhand of Kostyuk. Forehand up the middle by Paolini. Kostyuk gets it back up the line. Paolini a forehand, steered on back. Slice backhand. It's a drop shot from Paolini. Kostyuk gets to it, but pushes it into the net. It's 15-love. Oh, and Mertens is held. Oh, Elise Mertens uses her get-out-of-jail-free card in that game. Holds for 5-4. Meanwhile, Paolini serves out wide. Can't find a line. Here comes the second serve. Paolini puts it in. Kostyuk, whoa. Oh, unloads the backhand return up the line. It's a winner. .83-mile-per-hour backhand winner on return. Paolini serves, blocked back by Kostyuk. Forehand is up the middle from Paolini. Ooh, and Kostyuk's forehand is uncontrollable. 30-15. Former Wimbledon finalist here. Staring at her Wimbledon frailty here. Hoisting up a very high ball toss. Serve is a let. Kostyuk beyond the baseline. Paolini serves. Chipped back by Kostyuk. Cross-court the forehand Paolini. Big angled forehand Kostyuk. And Paolini scoops it up, but it goes long. It's 30-all. This incredible run of form that Marta Kostyuk is on could be taking her to a place where she's never been before, a Wimbledon semifinal. She's only made one Grand Slam semi before, and that was the last Grand Slam. Paolini makes the serve. Oh, big return by Kostyuk. Deep backhand brought Paolini back, and then Kostyuk drops a beautiful drop shot It's a drop winner, and it's a match point for Marta Kostyuk, who she really has played flawlessly today, and that point just there that she constructed really goes to talk about how amazing she's been today. Deep return, then a wonderful touch on the drop shot. Paolini serves out wide, but the sliced return by Kostyuk does land into the tram lines, and it's deuce, and a match point saved by Jasmine Paolini. 100-mile-an-hour, that serve from Paolini. Goes up the tee here. Hoisted back by Kostyuk. Up the middle, Paolini. Off forehand, Kostyuk. And the backhand crosses into the net from Paolini. And Kostyuk will try again. Twirls the racket in her hands, Kostyuk at the royal box end. Paolini, high ball toss, serve is down out wide. Kostyuk backhand return, up the middle, Paolini, looping forehand, Kostyuk. Paolini strikes the forehand up the middle, so too does Kostyuk off forehand. Paolini comes to the net. Oh, Kostyuk up the line! And the half volley pickup cannot be directed in play from Paolini, and it is over! Marta Kostyuk has picked up an enormous victory. And the winning form for Kostyuk continues. Her 21st match win in her last 22. And in just over an hour, she soars into the semifinals here at Wimbledon. Really played just a fabulous, has really been a poor season by her standards, and she would be the first to say that. This has been the best run she's been on this year, making it to these quarterfinals, but just not enough today as Marta Kostyuk just refused to yield. 6-3 and 6-2. Her serve was not broken a single time today, Kostyuk. Serving brilliantly, hitting that forehand brilliantly, constructing points beautifully as well. And she moves forward into the last four here at Wimbledon. Her second ever major semifinal appearance. And they both come in consecutive Grand Slams, would you believe? What a run she's on, truly. I'm not sure how many would have expected that. A run like this was possible from her, but the 24-year-old Ukrainian is on to the semifinals. This would normally be the time where we would go down and hear from our winner, but we are going to focus on number one court here because Linda Noskova has just held for 5-all. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring you bonus coverage to the end of this set. And, of course, if it were to go to a third set, we'll make other arrangements. I'll tell you, I'm only here for the end of the second set. That's it for me. 5-all, second set. Mertens serves out wide. A chipped return by Noskova. Mertens steps into a deep forehand up with a lob. Noskova, Mertens, off-balanced overhead. And Noskova, backhand up the line off the overhead. Has found the line. As Mertens did not do enough with the overhead, apparently. Noskova with a tremendous winner. Look at JT go getting the scoreboard set. He's incredible. Served by Mertens. Noskova makes the return. Mertens with a forehand. Oh, sharp forehand by Noskova to the body of Mertens, who just got it back into the net. Noskova makes an absolute mess of it. Oh, Noskova was in full control of that point and made an absolute mess of that shot coming to the net with a lot of court to play with, and she pushes it wide. So there you see deep into this second set. Mertens serves up the tee, blocked back by Noskova, sliced by Mertens, Noskova to the net, big backhand, Mertens a lob. This one drifts just wide. It's 15-30. What a battle this has been. Mertens, who had to take a medical timeout very early in this second set. We know about how great the Czechs play on the grass here at Wimbledon. If Noskova can bring this home, it'll be 2 Czech players in the semifinals here at Wimbledon, along with Karolina Muchova, who will play Coco Gauff tomorrow. Mertens at 15-30 serves, lining up a backhand return, Noskova deep, up the middle by Mertens, off forehand from Noskova. It's good. Mertens on the defensive. Now Noskova strikes a forehand up the middle, stepped into it, hits the winner, and it's 2 break points for Linda Noskova to get the first break of this second set and would open herself up for a chance to serve for the match. Elise Mertens staring at a very big point here. Here she goes at 15-40. She really could have used a big first serve there, but it's just missed out wide. Here comes the second serve from Mertens. It's there. Noskova makes the return. Backpedaling forehand into the net from Mertens, and Noskova's got the break. And Linda Noskova moves to within a game of a semifinal appearance herself. This is a player that's gone 3 sets in each of her last, in 2 of her last 3 matches, including in the third round, beating Sorana Kirstea in a match tiebreak, a match that went nearly 3.5 hours, one of the longest women's matches you'll ever see. Still has energy left, however, it would seem. Still some tread left in the tires. As it takes until the 11th game of the set for someone to find a break, but Noskova will now serve for the match at 6-5. This run to the quarterfinals, matching Noskova's longest Grand Slam run in her career, made the quarters in Melbourne a couple of years ago. She's never made a major semifinal. Talked about Karolina Muchova already into the semifinals. Those two have played doubles together a lot, including in the Olympics a couple of years ago, Muchova and Noskova, where they did play in the bronze medal match, but lost. Noskova serving for a spot in the semis. Great serve out wide. Mertens makes the return. Serve +1 winner from Noskova as she shovels the forehand cross court after that great serve out wide. High ball toss, serve up the tee. Mertens makes the return, shoveled back by Noskova, up the line. Mertens picked up Noskova. Mertens' forehand is fired into the net. It's 30-love. High ball toss hoisted, big serve up the tee. Mertens' chipped return high in the sky, and it drops wide. And Linda Noskova has 3 match points. What a fighter she has proved to be throughout these championships. 2 3-set wins, then a 4th-round win as a big underdog to Madison Keys. Serves up the tee. Mertens unable to make the return. And Linda Noskova has scored the biggest win of her life. Linda Noskova is on to the Final Four at Wimbledon. Another terrific fight shown by the Czech. And Linda Noskova, at age 21, finding her way into a place where she's never been before, a Grand Slam semifinal. And goodness knows, these Czechs, they know how to play these grass courts at Wimbledon. And they're going to have 2 Czechs in the semifinals, and with a chance for to be an all-Czech final. That would almost make you say checkmate if it's a final between Muhova and Noskova. Of course, 2 of the
That
last...
was terrible.
Of course, 2 of the last 3 ladies champions have hailed from Czechia. Barbara Krejcikova in 24. The year before that, Marketa Vondrousova. We know about the great success Petra Kvitova had here. Linda Noskova with a fine finish. And she has ousted Elise Mertens, and Noskova moves forward. And the final 4 here on the ladies' draw is set for the semifinals tomorrow. It'll be Coco Gauff against Karolina Muhova, and it'll be Linda Noskova against Marta Kostyuk in the semifinals tomorrow here at Wimbledon. And that is a heck of a semifinal lineup. It'll be Gauff and Muhova who will play first on center court tomorrow at 8:30 because they played yesterday. They get the first match on to try to give Noskova and Kostyuk as much rest and recovery time as possible. But the semifinals are set on the ladies' side. And as so many women's Grand Slams are, or have been, just totally unpredictable. No Swiatek, no Sabalenka, no Rybakina. But we do have Gauff, Muhova, Kostyuk, and Noskova. That will do it for us today here on USN. Thrilled that we were able to bring you our match of the day, and thrilled that we were able to bring you bonus coverage. I've hit the wrong button and I've hung up on JT.
You're calling both games.
Yeah, we calling both matches. But yeah, thrilled to bring you our match of the day and able to get bonus coverage of the other ladies semifinal finishing. For continuing coverage and the other 2 men's quarterfinals today, Flavio Cabali and Arthur Ferry on center court, Taylor Fritz and Alexander Zverev on the number 1 court. Live coverage on JB Sport. And if JB does a match himself, we might even have it on USN today. There's no World Cup. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? There's no World Cup today. For first time in what feels like ages, we don't have a World Cup match. So I'm not sure what we're going to do today. So if JB covers a match, put it on USN. Why not? But it finishes here with Linda Noskova and Marta Kostyuk as the winners. JT, thank you very much, as always, for your terrific work behind the scenes.
I've never changed the tennis score bug quicker in my life.
That finishes us up here on USN for now. We say so long from Southwest 19. Men's quarterfinals coming up on JB Sports. Flavio Cabali against Arthur Ferry. Taylor Fritz against Alex Zverev. Those matches should be both starting fairly soon and right together, as the women's matches both ended at similar times. JB Sport, your home for those. So long.